It is 1902 in the Mississippi Delta. Reconstruction is still a stinging memory. Negroes live in poverty and ignorance. The opportunity to get an education is poor at best. Most Negroes are still economically tied to farms and plantations owned by whites. William Henry Holtzclaw recently graduated from Tuskegee Institute, comes to Mississippi from Alabama to put into practice the teachings of his mentor, Booker T. Washington.
Holtzclaw, as I understand it, became somewhat dissatisfied with the progress that blacks, those of African descent, were making in the Delta. We know that the Delta, being a farming area, was heavily dependent on black labor. Consequently, the whites, who happened to be the people who had the monies at that time, were not eager for blacks or to see blacks obtain an education. That would mean that the usage of that free and inexpensive labor would disappear.
He believed that education was one of the things to help people of color better themselves.
He was a good educator. Students were his concern, the welfare, the equipment and supplies that were needed. He worked quite well with that structure of the growth of the school or the institution.
When you look at the lives of the people that have been through here, it's not material. It's something you can put your hands on. It's something that you can say, we did that. Mr. Holtzclaw, I could see, if he could see it, I've done well.
They wanted to keep them uneducated and illiterate so that they would have control. And so I.T. Montgomery suggested that Holtzclaw come to the Black Belt, come here and start a school and educate the people who owned land. See, when Holtzclaw got here, black people owned land too. They owned land in this area. It wasn't just white folks that owned land, but Holtzclaw had a way, as I read from history, of working across color lines to get what he wanted, because he wanted a school so passionately.